There are a ton of resources to learn or watch Hearthstone via streams, YouTube videos, VODs, and even tournament broadcasts. Let's take a look at some of the ways that you can use these to improve your own gameplay. Watching pro players especially is a great way to learn from Twitch streams or even YouTube videos, and also tournament broadcasts, as well as players who are consistently legend or consistently higher legend who maybe don't play in a lot of tournaments. All of these Twitch VODs and even some YouTube videos can really help you improve your gameplay when you watch these players. But there are a couple of things that might hold you back, and let's talk about some strategies to make sure that you get the most out of learning from these videos while you're watching. One thing is to have a focus and know what you want to get out of the video. If you're watching a Twitch stream or a VOD of a Twitch stream, or even a YouTube video where there's gameplay and the player is talking through their plays, then make sure that if you're going there to watch that for improvement and actually learning, forget about the chat or comments. Don't read through all of that. Just really get into purely watching the video. Ignore everything else that's going on and dig into what it is that that person is saying, doing, or even how they play. One thing that can hold you back sometimes is time. Not everybody has 6 or 8 hours to spend watching a Twitch stream, and even if they do, actually going in for 6 to 8 hours to purely just focus on that stream and learn can be overwhelming and isn't always realistic. So you can take chunks of the stream. Maybe if there's a VOD you can go back and watch, you can watch certain points, be able to pause when you need to. Things like that are great tools. And you can also use the VOD feature and functionality in HS Replay for certain matchups. You don't have to have HS Premium to be able to watch those VODs. You can just go to a certain deck, and in the tabs you can find the VOD section, and you can look up specific matchups and be able to actually check out what it is that you specifically want to find in those VODs. It's a great way to search for specific things to improve when you are searching and you have that focus, or it's also a great tool for when you just don't have as much time to watch a full Twitch stream. One downside to Twitch streams and YouTube is that not every Twitch stream or not every YouTube video is going to have a focus of learning or explaining their plays. So this means that you might not be able to watch every streamer, or some streamers might be focused on maybe off-meta decks or just playing fun interactions in the game. And if you're focused on meta decks or tournament play, then those types of streams aren't what you're going to want to watch for improvement. You might watch those for entertainment or because you enjoy the streamer and their personality, and that's fine. But when you're looking at actually learning from the stream or finding a specific tool to help your gameplay improve, those are not going to be helpful. So just be aware of which streams or which VODs, which YouTube videos you're watching, and have a purpose for why you're watching them if you want to improve. Now, I mentioned tournament broadcast streams earlier, and I think those are a great way to improve. I used those quite a bit in my early days because not only do you get to see players who generally are going to be a lot better and have higher skill than you play, but you also get the back and forth interaction, discussion, and analysis that casters provide. And generally they have a lot of knowledge as well, so they're going to also provide you with things that the players could be thinking about, alternative lines, or just reasoning for why a player may be wanting to play certain cards or hold certain cards back in different situations. So by watching these tournament VODs, you can break down what it is that's happening in a game try to figure out why it's happening, or maybe even listen to the casters explain why those things might be happening. And you can use those same reasoning and understanding and lines of thinking when you go to play your games as well. Now, the last kind of visual thing you can use to learn and improve is spectating in-game. It doesn't have to be a stream or a VOD or a tournament. You can always just jump in and spectate someone in your friends list, especially if they're at a higher rank or a rank that you want to be at. You can learn a lot from just jumping in, spectating them in game. If they are okay with it, maybe you can ask them some questions along the way, but otherwise, even just spectating, seeing how they are playing, taking some notes along the way, and really breaking down what they are doing that might be different than what you're doing is a huge, huge help. So again, even if you don't want to watch Twitch streamers or you don't have anybody that you're really finding, that is great, a great resource for what you're looking for. Sometimes just creating your own scenario and watching some people live in a game can help you along your improvement journey. Now, I do want to mention that one huge thing, whether you're watching a live stream, a VOD, a YouTube video, a tournament broadcast, or spectating in-game, is I really recommend taking some form of notes. Whether it's physical writing or just typing something up in a notepad or whatever it is, Google Doc, then you can use your notes as such a great tool for a lot of different reasons. You can really have a focus. If you want to improve your reasoning or your mulligan or the way that you play minions without their battle cry going off, you can really focus on that throughout what you're watching. Regardless of which medium it is, you can have that focus. Take some notes on it. What are people doing during that time frame, during the mulligan? Take some notes on that specifically. Break it down. Ask yourself questions or write questions down during those note-taking sessions while you're watching something. If you're able to pause, rewind, go back, any of that, those are great tools as well, especially while taking notes. You can pause the game, even write down what you would do, then press play, see what they do on that turn, and then take a note about what they did and compare it to what you would have done. Now, it does sound like work, but if you really want to improve, these are great tools, and it kind of reformats the way that you think. You can learn by playing, but there's a lot of resources and a lot of tools that you can give yourself to learn from watching others. But you do have to put yourself in that learning focused mindset and scenario. You can't let yourself get distracted by just the entertainment value or enjoying it if your focus is to learn and improve your gameplay. Of course, there's gonna be some entertainment value there, I'm sure, in whatever it is that you're watching. But again, focus on what you're trying to learn during that VOD, during that video, during that stream, or at least however much time you have to put towards that. Even just catching one or two things that, maybe you can start incorporating into your games can go a long way over the long run. So I really recommend kind of breaking this down, taking notes while you're watching, and again, using these as a tool to improve your gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what other tools you use or how you go about learning from visual videos or from streams. How do you learn from them? What kinds of things do you try to pick up along the way? Let me know in those comments below, and hopefully others can learn from those as well. Thank you so much for checking this out, and for even more tips, tricks, and strategies, check out the playlist here.